Right. Okay, so hi everyone. We have VISHWAJEET Gupta with us today, who's gotten an All India rank 67 this year. So first of all, VISHWAJEET, many congratulations on this big feat. I am so
Thank
glad and
you.
so happy for you. We interacted a few days ago, and you were still concerned about how to improve your main score and how to get back into prelims for next year already. So has the feeling of getting an All India rank sunk in already?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me. I remember our conversation very clearly. I was a lot worried about how to get back in the prelims preparation. Most of all, I think the feeling is of relief, the moksha, so to say, that I'm finally out of this cycle. And thankfully, I've met really good people who have guided me in the right way, who have helped me. I believe the parents are happy, my friends are happy, some of them even cried. So I believe the struggle was for me, but the happiness is for them.
Truly. Coming to the journey part of it, could you briefly walk us through the journey of UPSC that you had to go through until the final rank came?
Yes, ma'am. So I started the preparation in July 2021, right after my graduation completed. I attempted my first prelims in 2022. Thereafter, I've been giving my attempts subsequently 2022, 23, 24, 25. So in 2022 and 2024, I couldn't clear the prelims exam. But in 2023, I reached up to the interview stage, but I missed the final list. And this time, by God's grace, I have gotten through the rest also, and thankfully, it's a good rank.
Great. So again, interview in the second attempt itself, which means that you had figured out and done a lot of things correctly. So what were those fundamentals that you stuck by even when you did not get the results in the very first attempt?
Yeah, I was really grateful that I got the right guidance at that point of time. So during my second attempt, I remember reading Utkarsh Dwivedi sir's blog, wherein he mentioned his strategy of clearing means again and again and again, and it truly worked. So the basic fundamentals are that you have to finish the paper, you have to write end to end, you have to write good content, and above all, you have to be confident in your answers. So the trust building process that has to be there from the first answer only. It's a gradual process. When the examiner checks your copies, he goes through from question 1 to 10 and then from 11 to 20. So there has to be some sort of trust that this person is genuine. He's not bluffing. He's not writing anything. So I believe those are the things that I stuck by. Writing complete paper also helped, and finishing the paper in time. I believe that was one thing that was really tough for me, being my first meet. But I was able to complete my all the papers. I didn't leave any single page blank, and that has got me my interview call, I believe.
Great. Now, since prelims is around the corner, if you could give some tips because you had some hiccups for prelims yourself, if you could tell
Yeah.
people appearing for prelims this year as to what they could do to make sure that they clear prelims this year, some fundamentals that you stuck by, that would be really helpful.
Ma'am, I believe I'm not the right person to guide regarding prelims because prelims has been my Achilles heel. But whatever I have learned, I can share it with you. So the
Sure.
fundamental is that you have to stick with what UPSC is asking and not what the industry is providing. There's a major difference between the two. So rather than running behind 10 different magazines or covering current affairs and at all, I believe sticking to PYQs, revising your basics, NCRTs, reference books, revising them again and again, and solving as many questions as possible. I believe that is one thing that one should entirely and wholeheartedly stick to. During my second attempt, I went back up to 2013 while I was solving PYQs. So I started backwards, solving the PYQs, and I analyzed them forwards. And this time around, I solved up to 1993 in the major subjects, for example, polity, economy, geography, history. And fortunately, I was able to get some of the questions repeated in this prelims already. So
Yes.
every time it has been a little margin for me. I missed the prelims by 2 marks, 1 marks. That was the margin. But this time around, I'm very happy that I believe I've scored good. I've scored decent this time around, ma'am.
Okay. So basically, getting your statics right and also getting your PYQs in order is the
Yes,
key, truly.
PYQs are the key.
Yes. Okay, coming to your ethics preparation, something that we connected for. Um, Now, your score in 2023 and what you did differently to score. Again, the mark sheets aren't out yet, but some things that you did to improve for ethics this year. If you could shed some light upon that, that would be really great.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in 2023, my ethics score was good. It was 124. So I knew that I had done the basics right. Where I needed to improve and enhance that score was that I was writing very monotonous answers and very similar answers. And that score, I wanted, first of all, I wanted to maintain it. Then I wanted to improve it. That's when I connected with you, who actually increased that score because I've seen people getting even 140 in ethics. So that would be a major jump. So that's when we connected and you guided me. So this time around, I brought diversity in my answers. Even in the codes answer, the three codes that we get, even in the case studies, my entire six case studies were totally different. None of them was similar to another one. So that diversity in the answers. Moreover, the recent topics. There's one thing in the industry, if I may take a minute, and that the material that is there in the industry, that is there in the market, and that is not that much relevant to the examinations demand. I believe that is one thing that is majorly lacking because whatever the honorable teachers are teaching us, that is very static and not easily applicable in the examination. I believe your approach is different from that, and that's why I find your approach very refreshing because you actually analyze those nuances of the examination of the questions, and then you suggested me to work on those aspects. For example, AI in administration. For example, the 100 years of administration, but the question was asked in ethics. So we can apply the values of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and we can quote it in the ethics answers. The diversity in quotes, for example, starting with a different introduction, using a different body. Case studies, especially, you suggested me to use different frameworks, right? Stakeholders, even when they are not asked. Also mentioning about different current examples. Uh, Expanding the horizon. For example, in the earlier attempt, whenever there was the question of ethical dilemmas, some of my points were very repetitive. This time around, you suggested me, and I prepared at least 35, 40 different ethical dilemmas. I was happily able to use them. I didn't have to think about them, and it saved a lot of time. This time around, in the means examination, there was an additional page in, I believe, the third or fourth case study. Now, if I cannot leave that page blank, because it will be very awkward that suddenly the examiner turns a page and it is blank. So I cannot leave it empty. While writing that extra fifth page will take my time. So that's where the preparation that I had done, that already the keywords that I had prepared, the frameworks that I prepared, they helped. That saved my time and I was able to complete the ethics paper. So a big thanks to you for that, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And I hope it results into a great score, transforms into a great score this year as well.
Okay, ma'am.
Won't take a lot of your time out from your celebration. So, coming to the last question of the session, they say the why of why you're preparing or sitting for this mighty exam should be very strong. So, what was your reason for sitting for UPSC and preparing this rigorously that you were able to get an interview called twice and get a rank 67 this year, finally?
And the why is something that I believe is overhyped. More than the motivation, I think one needs discipline. But answering
Yes.
the question of why, I believe it was the break in my after my first year. That's when I had a serious discussion with my parents because I wanted to study abroad, and they clearly said that we don't have enough resources to send you abroad, so you have to manage that yourself. And the other option was obviously going for civil services. I talked to my professors and some of my seniors in college. Some of them are already in service, good services. So they suggested me to go for the exam because I had the requisite qualities. And they also helped me along the way. So I believe that decision molded my personality and the approach towards this exam and life overall. But rather than focusing entirely on why, I believe it is more about discipline. Because even when you have a strong why, there's this tendency and this urge to just quit this examination every third day and to
Yes.
maintain that consistency to even put in 5 hours, 6 hours when you are not able to put in 10 hours. I believe it requires discipline, it requires
Yes.
persistence, a calm headed approach that someday, somehow you'll make it. And even this time, when we were talking, I was not sure that I'll get such a good rank. I was just hopeful that maybe I'll get in the list.
Yes.
Whatever success I'm able to get, I'll do justice with that. And
Yes.
hopefully, I haven't have been really happy with me. So they graced me with a good rank now.
Yes. So it is discipline over motivation always, as they say. Right. And
Any
no
day.
one truly knows, and no one truly knows what it can lead to. Right. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. This has been a wonderful and endearing session. We hope to listen to a lot more about your preparation after some time. So thank you so much for connecting with us today, and wish you all the best for your future endeavors, Vishwajit.